Hello and welcome back. Today I have something that I did not expect to have here, and also it was not one of the first brands on my mind. That what happened is I was just browsing my local eBay as I usually do, just to find little deals, and I ran across this Tenma. It's an electronic load. I think it was sold by Farnell, and it is a reprint of the Cal 103, and it was an amazing deal, so I ordered it. But instead of receiving the Tenma or the Korot, I received a box which said GWinstek, a Goodwill instrument device. So what is it? So first I thought, okay, maybe something else is in the box, but it actually is the device. And it is the GDM-9061, which is a 6.5 multimeter with USB, with LAN, with RS-232, and some digital in and outputs. So I opened the box and it was really in there. So, and of course we're talking about completely different pricing here. So I just contacted the seller. I said, listen, I'm really happy with this deal, but I don't think you intended to give me such a good deal as you did, because you actually sent me the 6.5 multimeter. And the seller was, of course, very happy. I contacted him and he said, because he appreciates so much, he gave me an amazing deal that I almost could not let go. But I asked him, can I play with it for an hour and make up my mind if I want to do it anyway? Because I didn't plan it. I will plan to buy something cheap. And this is, of course, a different pricing, even if it is a good deal. But then I started playing with it. Well, I guess you know the result. It is here on my desk. So let's have a closer look. It is even still in its original box, which is great. I always ask, can you put the box around it if you have the original box? Or can you put the back around it? Because I like that the original box stays nice during the shipping. And he did. And well, it's all complete. Look at this. Amazing how complete it is. Power cable, USB cable, and all the software you can download from the internet I saw already. And here it is. Here it is from the front. It seems that even the plastic is still on the display. Look at this. Wow. It is brand new, I would think. Ooh. It is like the modern multimeters. It has a dual display. You have bar graph, you have all these things we will have a look at. It has a proper buttons. I probably don't need to read the manual and just can do everything. Looks pretty cool. It has a stand. The stand can do like this, but there is no middle one here. That is a pity. I would have liked to have it a little bit tilted, but you can only choose this or to the front to carry, or this, which is weird, or completely flat. And when we look at the back, it have connections also in the back. It looks like proper copper. It's all gold color almost. It is, yeah, it's copperish. We have digital I/O, RS-232, we have USB, we have LAN, and an IEEE as an option. Well, it actually looks quite cool from the front. It is the 9061, which is the bigger brother of the 9060. And yeah, it has a higher accuracy. It is a faster processor. And I think it has more memory. So this is just the better version of the 9060. Well, let's just have a look. Okay, it just boots in a second. That is amazing. I haven't seen that for a long while on the modern multimeters, that it starts so fast. So what does it have? We have auto ranging, we have speed 5 times a second, 20 times a second, and even 50, 100 and 400 scans a second. Look at that. Of course you lose some digit, but it is super fast. I put it back to 5. Also it's more soft, less nervous. It has an auto zero, on and off. Input resistance we can change to high impedance or just 10 meg. DC voltage ratio, I'm not sure what it is. It's making a lot of noise. Second meter we can have AC and DC at the same time. And probably if we go to AC, we can probably do with second the frequency. Yeah. Then you have both on the display. It is a lot in the display, to be honest. And apparently here you can have a different sample time from here. Okay, interesting. Well, let's switch it off. Let's first do the normal functions. What else we have in the display? We have digits auto, 6.5, 5.5, 4.5. Okay. We have numbers in the display, but we can also select the bar. The bar is in the middle, so you have positive as negative. We have a trend charge, also in the middle, so it can go up and down. And we have options there also, and we have a histogram. And I'm not sure why it doesn't start in the middle, but it's cool. We can play with that. Keep it in a number. We have, of course, the DC voltage, DC current, AC voltage, AC current, 2-wire, 4-wire resistance, diode mode. I think the diode mode goes quite high. I think it can go to, if I read correct, I think it could go to 6 volts even. That's quite high, positive and negative. Capacitors, frequency, temperature, relative mode, hold, triggers. And we have that menu, and there is a met function. Not sure what you can do with that, but it is more advanced probably. You can change also the values in dB, dBms. Okay. And we have statistic mode. That's also cool, that you can see what has been the maximum and but that will we see later. What we find in the menu, well, it's kind of full. Beep on, key sound. We have the date, but it is all very small. We can probably just scroll through it. Yes, we can. Load and save. We can do firmware updates, security, system info. Okay, well, we can see if there is newer firmware. We can try to update that also. And here we also have something. It's not touchscreen. Is this page up? Oh, more brightness. Auto of different colors if we want. Okay. What else we have? Interfaces. Okay, RS-232. USB. What type of mode? SPI ID. LAN setup. Okay, DHCP is on, but it is sort of in the wild because it didn't connect it. There seems to be a web interface on it. Okay. Also have a look at that. Telnet. This thing is advanced. I'm actually a little bit surprised how full of options this meter is, and how it comes that I somehow never thought of having one on my desk before. I can borrow from Eleshop. Yeah, I never had a look at this brand. I'm actually positively surprised. But we haven't done any testing yet, so let's have the DMM check, please. It is heating up, but it's like 5 minutes now. The other thing that the 61 is extra of the 60, that instead of 3 amps, it also has the 10 amp. So that is kind of cool to have a desk multimeter that can go to 10 amp. I like that I did that, because not all the brands do that. Sigland does that, I think. and but the Agilent has a maximum of 3 there. So cool, that's a plus. We can see really the copper. I will zoom in on that. The terminals have a tight fit, and when we zoom in, it really has a copper color. So yeah, instead of just simple metal, it seems like special mix. We can go even back to front, or even with the light on, the display is very clear. So I'll just leave it on. Why not? So let's see what the DMM Check Plus does on DC. Is it any good? Oh, here we go. It didn't heat up yet a lot. But yeah, look at that. This is 5 volts or not. Let me get the sheet. I have the original sheet there, but it is already from a while ago. 3 years ago even. And it should have been a 5 with 4 zeros. But we are here with 5 digits. So this would have been an 8. So it is very, very close, and I don't think my cyclant will do a lot better. The cyclant takes a little bit longer to start, but we can put that also there. Yeah, we can also do AC, and the AC is a little bit lower. The AC is 4999, even a digit less. It's still booting. Yeah, now it's there. So let's go to AC. Oh, that's cool. Oh yeah, it is indeed. We can do a second, I think. We can do frequency. Look at that. And can we also do 10K? I'm switching back to DC, back to AC, and then I think it was 10K. Yeah, look at that. 5 volts 10Ks. I'm surprised it does 10K. Usually they don't do that, so it's really true RMS, of course. Yeah, look at this. This is amazing. Back to AC. And we can do more scans. It is rock solid. It started with the 7.9 and it is still 7.9. And well, the room is heating slightly, but it is keeping constant, and also the constant could be in the DMM Check Plus, so we can have little movements, but for now it is just rock solid. We started with the 7.9 and it is still 7.9. What about current? What if we can do current DC? Current, it even have microamps, so let me put this first to the current. We are in DC mode, and this should be exactly 1 milliamp. Now the current should be 9996. 9996 right here. Nothing wrong with that. What about if we do the same with AC? Not sure what the frequency is. A second, give me the frequency please. It is now on 10K, and usually the measurement in the AC current is done on a lower frequency, of course, but AC current 1001. 100. This should be a 1. Well, that could be with rounding, but this is on 10K. So let's go back to 100 Hz. Puff, there it is. Resistant mode, just a 2-wire. Let's do a 0 measurement, auto 0, we switch off. We do now a relative mode. Makes sense that the cables could be 0.1. Oh, okay. Then we do the resistors. These are 1%, so they are reasonably close. So this is 100K. And what does the 100K say? The 100K says 0.15. So that is pretty close. 10K. Or 1K is usually pretty spot on. Yes, it is. Look at that. it says here it is 3 zeros and a 3, 3 zeros and a 2. This is amazing. And the 100 ohms is, how much should we have? 0.15, 0.18. Okay, then we're gonna do capacitors too. Okay, do I need to open? Okay, open, call, okay. Then we're gonna do 1 nano, I think. Yeah. How much should the 1 nano be? 995. And the 100, the last one. As a reference, I put now in the back also the Sigland, which is also quite accurate. It's actually on paper much more accurate. Both seem to be very stable, although the Sigland is slowly dropping. And I had this happening before. When it gets warmer, it just goes down. So the temperature is somehow a little bit less controlled, because this one is still, if I take this out, it will go back that digit, and we are back in the 7.9. It is just rock solid here. Now look at it, it dropped even more. Okay, well, I'm still doing samples. We are now at almost at 200 samples. As you can see here, minimum, maximum, average, it hasn't moved a bit. And this one dropped already a little bit. And I think if we change the display, it is still sampling. So these 200 samples, I think, already are here also. Well, it doesn't move here. And oh, here, yeah, it has the same number of counts. So even we are not looking at it, it did record it. And that is actually pretty cool. And the histogram is therefore also already full. And yeah, the scale, I like to zoom in a bit, because the min, the max, everything is the same. But still, here it is not. Okay, well, I did now a few more samples. It started all over. I think we see here that the min, the max, and the average is exactly the same, so it hasn't moved a bit. It is still the 7.9. It did find little differences, and it says 1.8 microvolts. So even though it cannot show it on the display, it does record it, and it is showing this in the graph. And as you see, the Sigland is still dropping, and this is really a temperature thing. The only thing that I notice now, and the Goodwell is regulating his temperature, I think, and because the temperature is so stable, his value is so stable, but it's doing that by running a ventilator, and I can hear sometimes the pitch change, and it is quite high. So I like it is super stable, but the ventilator you hear, and while the Sigland sometimes changes a little bit the last digit, it is completely silent. I'm not sure what the sound will be if I just put it in the wall, but now I do hear it. So let's have a look at the software, and maybe I even want to do a firmware update. I saw if you create an account in GWinstek, you can just download everything you want about the device. I'm not sure if there is a service manual, but there is a proper user manual, and I have downloaded already the software. When you are on the website, you just select digital meters, digital multimeters. This is the series. And when we click the search button, everything will appear. And we have even assembly manuals for when you put it in a 19-inch rack. 2D models, 3D models. Here we have the firmware. It says members only, but you can just create an account for free, and then it's done. And we have the USB driver, and I think on the next page we have the software. The software you can download without an account. So let's just do that. Okay, simple setup. do we get weird messages or will it just go? So that actually went pretty smooth, I must say. And multimeter, so yeah, we'll put it somewhere here, easy DMM. Okay, we have to do a display here. How does this work? And let's do this all without a manual. If I say connect, is it waiting for LAN? Or... Oh yeah, visa name. Oh, cool, 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 cool. Can we pick also? It still can't find it, and it is still looking for. Maybe it works on the web interface. 201, I think. Yeah, okay. The web interface works, so I need to find out how the server works. Maybe it only works on the USB or on the serial. Web control. I don't see anything. Maybe something is blocked. Maybe a plugin I don't have. I see indeed my configuration. Okay, somehow it doesn't work over the LAN. I couldn't make a connection with the visa. Not sure why. It could be that it's all old firmware, so we need to do an update first. But not giving up. I want to see if I can do something with the USB. So I added the USB port. I did not install the driver because usually most of the drivers are known. I found what it is. There is you have the LAN setup screen and you have the interface screen. And in the interface screen, you need to select USB, RS-232 or LAN. And RS-232 was connected, and that was exactly what we did not use. And it can only interface with one adapter at a time. So now I changed it to USB. Yeah, we see something. Perfect. We need to play probably to make it run. Yeah. Let me put the DMM check plus. So over the LAN somehow I cannot seem to make it work. So I will first do firmware update. Maybe that will help. The device is maybe a little bit older than I expected because it looks so modern and even the plastic was still on the display. But the web program that they have, it sort of works, but it relies on Java, and that is mostly not always very secure, not as an applet as it is run here. So after I added the exception, I could run it, but then it was also very basic, and even when I requested the simple identification, I didn't even get an answer. Maybe that works over Telnet. You can also do SCPI over Telnet, so hopefully that works. But over USB it sort of works. But if you have a LAN port, then you would of course prefer that. Instead of having a lot of USB cables in your computer, you just add it on the LAN in a switch somewhere, and that's it. Okay, now that we have seen that, there is no warranty, it was second hand, so just have a look inside. that doesn't look bad at all. Good old-fashioned linear power supply to feed the whole thing. This is probably the communication chip. I will zoom in on that later. This kind of looks like optos. Big fuse for 6 amp, that is the 3 amp range, and this is the 10 amp range. There is 12 here. Well, I will zoom in. This seems like a reference, and there could maybe be also here a reference, or this is for the AC high voltage. The big switch to switch from the front to the back, and also you find here this protection. They have these air bridges there. So that was the look in the inside. Layout looks nice, very clean. Linear power supply. What else do you want? ICs that we saw were 94, 95, so that would be probably the age. I feel somehow that the software is a little bit oldish because it can only connect with the USB. It didn't work over the LAN. But there is a LabVIEW driver, I think. If you install another USB driver, then it can also connect with the VISA. But now you can do over TCP over Telnet. You can also do your SAPI. The display is a little bit busy, but it has a lot of options. Without reading the manual, you can find your way around it, so that is no problem. If it was not for the software and the ventilator, because you do hear it, maybe not when I put it here, but now I hear. The values I like, it's super stable, even with the temperature change. We almost changed 3 degrees, it's really getting hot. It's 26.5 now. But this one, just only one count, it changed. I like that. It feels good. So that's it. The GDM-9061. Thank you for watching. Now see you next time.